With LeBron's teammate, Dwayne Wade, right before the half, Wade rediscovered his jumper. That's something we'll talk about throughout the show tonight. The jumper here, he had a 2-point lead at the half. Go to the third quarter, Wade active this time with the slam. Watch him get in there, throw it down. 23 points, 10 rebounds. To the third now as well, LeBron James. This is a storyline of the game. LeBron with 5 3-pointers. This one gave Miami a 5-point lead. Credit to the Spurs. They would not go away. Mario Chalmers, I think I heard Rio say, off glass. Off the glass it goes. 72-71 into the fourth. Heat with the lead. Rio had 14. Fourth quarter then, how about Shane Battier? Here's a guy left for dead for most of the series. Struggled, barely played in some games. 6 3-pointers on the night. Battier not done. Heat up 4 at that point. Here, Heat up by 3, make it Heat up by 6. Battier, another 3-pointer. Shane Battier, 18 points, 6 of 8 from 3-point land. And then the exclamation point with the Heat up 2. Who do you go to in the final moments? But the most valuable player in the planet, LeBron with the jumper, and that was the dagger. Let the celebration begin. LeBron James, 37 points. The Miami Heat, the champions of the world once again, the NBA champs for the second straight year, third time in franchise history, 95-88 the final. What a celebration. You just
Continues for your Miami Heat, the champions of the world.
There it goes, all that white hot champagne, and it's exploding. Yes, our reporters inside there, they're wearing their rain gear. They knew this was coming. We knew our Heat were going to pull it out tonight, and look at them all celebrating. This is actually the first ring for Chris Anderson, Birdman. It's Ray Allen's first ring with us, and look at our MVP right there.
And
no
this
one
has
could
to
be
be
happier.
especially well, and this has to be especially sweet for LeBron James, considering that in 2007, the San Antonio Spurs swept his Cleveland Cavaliers. So he was able to get revenge tonight. What a scene that is. James Jones, the 3-point specialist, hugging Pat Riley, the mastermind behind the big three. He had a vision.
Remember a better feeling than back-to-back?
No, it's just, it's incredible. You don't know how hard it is, and you never know you're going to win it till you win it. And you're on the edge of your seat, pins and needles, and just, you know, Eric, just a great coach, great coaching staff. The players are off the charts. I just, you know, love my owner because he says yes to what it is we have to do to win. And, you know, to the city of Miami, I mean, the fans, you know, we win because of them, not because of the few that trickle out, but the ones that stay, and they can rejoice tonight.
How gratifying is it to see the guy that people have said shied away from big moments come up the way he did at the end of that game?
They don't understand the game. You know, I listen to the pundits all the time, and you know, we live in a world of immediate blame and immediate praise, and they're always going to take the shot at the guy at the top of the mountain. So LeBron's the greatest player in the world, one of the greatest leaders I've ever been around. I'm so happy for him and his family, and so he deserves everything he gets right now.
Would you have had it play out any other way? I mean, it couldn't have been
What do you
closer.
play out? Yeah, I'd like to win by 30. You know,
Would you really?
But no. But you know, San Antonio was a great team, and you know, to Greg, you know, Popovich, and you know, to Peter Holt, and to Tim Duncan, and Tony Parker, and Ginobili. I've been there. I really do. You know, I hurt for them because I know how much they really wanted this. I know how much they wanted it, and two great teams that just played their hearts out, and my heart goes out to them, and I wish them nothing but the best.
Adonis, I just asked if championships were like children. You can't really pick a favorite, but you're saying this is the best so far? Why?
Because it gets better every year. You know, 2006, we were naive as kids, me and Dwayne, and we thought we could just get back and do it again. You know, last year we overcame a lot of obstacles, but this year we got pushed to the limit so many times. Against Indiana, against San Antonio, and we came through when we needed to.
A lot of fans were asking for a sweep or blowouts, but are you grateful that it actually played out the way it did?
It doesn't matter how we win, sweep, blowout, one point, 7-game series, a win is a win.
To be from Miami, to grow up here, play your high school ball here, play at Florida, and bring a third NBA championship to a town where basketball really didn't exist until you were in your prime. What does that mean to you?
It's huge. You know, the city comes together for that parade. So many people that would never probably cross each other's path come together for one reason, and that's to cheer us on. And I can only be defined by winning now. You know, and I've been a winner.
There are so many little kids that can go around now and name the entire Miami Heat roster. You've created an entire generation of basketball fans, and you've been with them every step of the way. What does it mean to you?
I mean, it's huge. You know, this is what we talk about. When we sacrifice, you know, the money, the playing time, the shots, everything, all those sacrifices are for this moment right now.
How sweet does that taste, winning another NBA championship?
It's unbelievable. I mean, the roller coaster ride this playoffs were, you know, you saw what happened on Tuesday in the last 20 seconds. I mean, to see those yellow ropes come out for San Antonio was the lowest feeling you could possibly have, and then the highest feeling you could possibly have 48 hours later. It was just incredible. It's a dream.
People see you as such a, obviously the owner, but as such a fan. You're there at the games, you're there in the front. I mean, this is a passionate thing for you. So to see all the hard work come to fruition, you're always behind the scenes, but you're there in the middle of it. To see it, knowing these guys, Coach Spoelstra, what Pat's done, I mean, if you could describe what it's like to be in the middle of all this.
I mean, you know, a lot of times it's fun, but I love Pop's press conference this afternoon. A lot of times it's torture, and the last 48 hours was torture. I mean, you just couldn't get to the game fast enough, and today seemed like it went on for 100 hours. It really is high anxiety, but it's worth it when it ends like this.
When Pat came to you a few years ago and said, we've got the opportunity to put together this big three, obviously you had to give it the okay, said, hey, Pat, I trust your judgment, go ahead and do it. Could you have the vision outside of winning 3 in a row? Envision what has happened. 3 straight NBA Finals, back-to-back championships, LeBron at his peak, Dwayne again doing what he does. Did you think this was going to be the result eventually?
I didn't know. I went to Cleveland and I met with LeBron, and having gone through the teams we had in the late 90s with Tim Hardaway and Alonzo Mourning, and having a feeling like we had a chance, and obviously we had some tough series with New York and didn't get the chance that we'd hoped for, and then bringing in Shaq and winning a championship. Once you taste that, it's really hard not to want to taste it again. And so I didn't know what to expect, but I knew that once we put the 3 guys together, we're going to compete at the highest level every year. Whether we'd win or not, you know, it takes sometimes a little bit of luck. You got to be healthy. You can't have too many injuries. And actually, in the last 2 years, we had quite a bit. I mean, Chris Bosh missed basically 2 series, and Dwayne was hobbled this, and he was dealing with it last year. So we weren't 100% healthy, but we got a little bit lucky in Game 6. You know, I like to think Tony Parker got a little bit lucky in Game 1, but that's the way it is. You go back, and I've been a fan of the NBA for a long time, and I can remember Vlade Divac tapping it back to Robert Horry by mistake. I can remember Derek Fisher hitting that .4. I mean, there's so many little things, one shot, one free throw, one rebound that can mean a series. And so you need a little bit of luck, and we got it in Game 6.
Finally, to the city of Miami, to South Florida, to all the Heat fans in this community, your message to them as you get ready next week to again celebrate with a parade in downtown Miami.
We love you. We know you love the Heat. I mean, this town's been buzzing now, you know, since that 27-game winning streak. Friends that, you know, I have friends from all over the world that come into town and visit on business and other things. They say everywhere they go, the game's on TV. It's in restaurants and clubs, and all the sports bars are packed whenever we play, and that means a lot to us. It's not just that the building's full, but that we're creating economic environment all over the community, and that feels great.
Well, I think if I could speak for the fans, I could say thank you, because the Heat obviously is such a big part of this community, bringing so much excitement. Mickey Harrison, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You got it. Check up here, and well, Burke, we always highlight one of the members of the Big Three. Throughout the series, we've also talked about the Spurs Big Three, but the only guy we're talking about right now at this moment is LeBron James, the best player on the planet. His performance tonight, Perk, if you could put that into words, what he did tonight.
Just another iconic performance, which really kind of validates what he did last season, validates what he did in Game 6. You know, Game 6, the 16-point fourth quarter really got the Heat over the top. Tonight, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals in the fourth quarter for LeBron. All 3 of his free throws go down. He's 3 of 6 from the field. So all of that stuff from 2011, which he had shaken last year, really gets shaken, and it's now now a positive. This guy is probably going to be recalled as one of the more clutch performers of his generation. We know that Kobe Bryant probably has that title, Dwayne Wade somewhere up there, but with a performance.
This is what I came here for. You know, for me, I thought about all the scenarios when I came down here, and winning the championship was the ultimate goal for me, and I didn't think about anything else. And to sit here, I don't even have to talk about it. It's just, you know, anybody, anywhere around the world is, you know, fans of mine, whatever, whoever it may be, like this is what it's all about winning. And I put myself in a situation to win, and everybody else in this team did the same thing.
Ray, are championships...
And this, obviously, the Game 6 and 7 were as good as you'll ever find. And obviously, the Celtics and Lakers series were also fabulous. So does this have a special place in history, what happened in Game 6 and 7, how these two teams competed, both championship caliber teams, one looking obviously to vie for back-to-back, and one team had won 4 previous?
San Antonio gave me some of the most gut-wrenching feelings throughout these playoffs, because at no point could we ever put them away. One game when we went up 15, 20, you know, whatever it was here, I think it was game 2, it was, you know, we had all things working on all cylinders, but, you know, even game 7, game 6, they closed the door. They closed us, but they didn't close the door, and they put us in, you know, such a tough situation. And then here, just constantly making threes, like, you know, people will look at this series and talk about, you know, the championship caliber. Even the Spurs, when they lost in the first round a couple years ago, they still were a team that you don't want to see, because, you know, their characteristics, their, you know, coaching is immeasurable, and, you know, they pushed us definitely to the limit.